If you are thinking about taking berberine but concerned about the side effects, you have come to the right place, my friend. In this video, I will not only tell you all about the potential side effects of berberine, but I will also give you some tips on how to prevent them. I am Dr. Ahmet Ergin. I'm an endocrinologist, a diabetes specialist who loves helping diabetics all around the world, and I treat diabetes day in, day out. Now, in a world of natural glucose disposal agents, we call them medications or supplements, whatever it can be, berberine is one of the most well-known and most potent. Now, with origins in Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine, berberine has been utilized for, thousands of years to treat a variety of health problems. Now, in its most well-known form, berberine is a bioactive plant supplement that is known for its ability to improve the glucose control. Also, it improves the insulin efficiency, the cholesterol metabolism, and even body composition in healthy individuals. So you don't have to be diabetic to consider taking berberine. The efficiency of berberine is really outstanding, but it does have some drawbacks. First of all, let's start with the most common side effect, which is the gastrointestinal upset. This can actually include like diarrhea, constipation, or having too much gas. To prevent that, I would say be sure to take the berberine with food and plenty of water. You may also want to start with a lower dose and increase gradually as your body adjusts to it, just like any other medications. Now, these are herbs that are foods that have medicinal features, so you have to be starting slow with them as well. Now, another potential side effect is headaches. If you find that the berberine is giving you headaches, try taking it with a bit of caffeine, if you can tolerate caffeine. This can actually help offset that headache, including the headaches from berberine. Now, finally, some people may actually experience skin irritation, which is annoying, but can happen when you take berberine. If this happens to you, simply discontinue the use, right? But the irritation will go away. But make sure that that's due to berberine, not something else. Now, potential side effects of berberine are there, but how do we really prevent them, right? At the first place? Well, I have good news for you. There is a more effective form of berberine called dehydroberberine, which is actually a derivative, a metabolite with the active properties that can compensate for these inadequacies in the berberine. Now, simply said, I would say dehydroberberine is a substance that berberine transforms into before it is digested. Now, the efficiency of berberine will be comparable to the dehydroberberine, but dehydroberberine has much less side effects and much readily absorbable. So berberine is a chemical actually that's natural, but it's still a substance that belongs to a family that's like ginseng family, right? Dehydroberberine, on the other hand, is one of the 17 active metabolites of berberine, and is created in the body by gut microorganisms as a result of that reduction process that occurs, when you ingest the berberine. The side effects happen during that process. But the dehydroberberine is transformed back into its original form when it's been absorbed by the intestinal wall to be still effective in lowering your blood sugar. So, bottom line is supplementing with dehydroberberine could actually bypass that rate limiting stage in the microbial reduction that is causing all the side effects, so you don't have to deal with all the gastrointestinal irritation, etc. Again, most likely reason for gastrointestinal distress in some people is inadequate absorption or the microbial reduction process of the berberine. Now, dehydroberberine's structure, which contains many hydrogen bonds, also provides for really greater bioavailability and absorption, as well as easier binding at the cellular level than the berberine itself. Now, comparing the intestinal absorption of dehydroberberine to the berberine, you would need to consume 5 times the amount of berberine to achieve the same results as you would get with dehydroberberine. In addition, dehydroberberine has a longer duration of action in the body, so it's like pretty much 8 to 10 hours as opposed to 4 hours of berberine itself. So one of the most significant advantages of berberine, it is potential to assist in the blood glucose regulation, as you know, but it is also possible that fat oxidation, also known as fat burning, will happen when you take dehydroberberine or berberine, because in the setting of high glucose and insulin, as you know, the fat burning process goes down. So what happens is these berberine and dehydroberberine stimulate AMP kinase pathways, which is the same pathway, by the way, the metformin stimulates. But as a result, you end up increasing the blood glucose breakdown and utilization, and insulin sensitivity gets better, fat oxidation gets better, so your cholesterol gets better, and so forth. It also inhibits the fat cell growth as well, both the dihydroberberine and the berberine. Now, a lot of studies have demonstrated that berberine and dehydroberberine has considerable glucose lowering properties. It doesn't come right away, but in a few weeks you will start realizing the difference in your blood sugars. Like with advanced glucose support, for example, you will see your blood sugars coming down within the next 2 to 3 days, which is way stronger than our super berberine that we have in the market right now. What we hear also from patients that, when they start super berberine, their blood sugars will come down slowly in the next few weeks, but it has a lot of other advantages in itself. But advanced glucose support is the ultimate supplement if you want to bring your blood sugar down within the next few days. Now, back to berberine and dehydroberberine again, they were tested in a mice study to see which had the most effect on insulin sensitivity. Now, the 2 treatments of dehydroberberine or berberine were given to pretty much mice fed with a high fat diet, and then they were treated with the berberine or dehydroberberine. Now, when they compared the berberine group, the dehydroberberine group actually showed significant reductions in the fat cells in their body and the fat accumulation, as well as 44% decreased in insulin sensitivity. Berberine itself really had no effect on the obesity or glucose tolerance when administered at the same dose as dehydroberberine, because you have to administer berberine 5 times more than the dehydroberberine to get the same results. So as a result, that increased what we call bioavailability of dehydroberberine is attributed to the fact that it's just simply better absorbed. What about dehydroberberine's effect on the cholesterol or lipid metabolism, right? Well, pancreatic lipase, remember, is a protein that can help you lose weight. Now, orlistat, for example, a pancreatic lipase inhibitor that is widely used in the treatment of obesity, is one of the most well-known of these medications. Inhibition of that lipid or cholesterol metabolism by pancreatic lipase can really result in the reduction in the breakdown and absorption of these lipids. An experimental investigation that used a simulation model examined the inhibitory effects of berberine and dehydroberberine on pancreatic lipase in rats. Now, in that study, berberine had a reduced inhibitory effect on that pancreatic lipase when compared to dehydroberberine. So dehydroberberine was also better when it comes to that. Even while the both compounds inhibited the pancreatic lipase to a significant extent, dehydroberberine had a more inhibitive impact than the ordinary berberine. Because of this, dehydroberberine was considered a more effective weight loss supplement than the berberine when it comes to fat metabolism. Well, that's why we used dehydroberberine as well as a very highly concentrated Ceylon cinnamon in our SugarMD Super Berberine. Now, let's talk about the action of dehydroberberine as an anti-inflammatory agent. Because when you have diabetes, you have a lot of inflammation, you have to fight that, right? So the anti-inflammatory properties of berberine have been discovered, and we know that they're really helpful. Dehydroberberine, again, has been demonstrated to have similar or even better anti-inflammatory properties and cardiovascular protection. Now, the goal of the cardiovascular disease prevention is what? Is to reduce the plaque size, right, on your arteries, and that the likelihood of plaque rupture through, the diet and exercise, etc. But effectiveness of berberine and dehydroberberine when it comes to that in the treatment of what we call atherosclerosis or cardiovascular disease, that was actually investigated in a study as well. Again, when they had 2 groups, one on berberine, the other one on dehydroberberine, the dehydroberberine group had a larger inhibitory effect on the expression of macrophages and foam cells, which are, the cells, the first type of cells that actually establish the first atherosclerosis in your arteries. So you have less of them, you will have less LDL accumulating in your arteries because macrophages grab them and basically line them up and then accumulates them to create that blockage effect in your arteries. Again, when compared to the control group, researchers discovered that the dehydroberberine reduced the size of aortic atherosclerotic lesions and enhanced the plaque stability in that study as well. And these were like living creatures, right? So In contrast to that, berberine demonstrated that the same dose did not really have the same anti-atherosclerotic effect in humans, suggesting that, again, dehydroberberine have much more pronounced anti-inflammatory effect compared to berberine. And I think, again, that is because your body can absorb dehydroberberine so much better, and as a result shows the effect so much better. Well, that ends the video. I hope this video really helped you understand the side effects of berberine, how to prevent them. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and we will see you in the next video. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this channel so far, and I hope you subscribed already. If you didn't, do it. And if you did, watch this video right there. I think that will help you too.